Hey everybody. Hey, we are here in the quiet place and it is now time for the music therapy session. Hopefully you guys heard the video or just listened to the song that I wrote for a friend of mine, Franz Davamar, who just passed away. And so we are going to be talking about the song Save a Seat for Me and coping with loss. Okay, so we got a few essentials that we're going to need. Make sure you have, number one, your quiet space. Quiet space is very essential, very, very important. So make sure you have your quiet place. Number two, the cafe. Okay, no quiet space without the cafe. Okay, some of you got tea. All right, I'm not going to judge you. That's fine. No judgment here. Okay, but make sure you have your coffee. Make sure you have bad boy right here. Okay, red letter. No, I'm just joking. But make sure you have your scriptures if you want to follow along with that. Oh gosh, that looks pretty bad. This Bible has been with me 7 years. Okay, and just ashy fingerprints, ashy pages ripped out of here by my children, not me because I didn't like them, but kids and got a hold of this. I'm gonna have to get a new one soon. But if you guys want to turn there, go ahead and turn to John chapter 11 is where I'm going to be talking about. But first, let's get into the song. Okay, so Save a Seat for Me. First off, this song was inspired. Okay, obviously it was inspired by a friend who just passed away. His name was Franz. And I was talking to my sister, Renee, who had attended our church years back. And so I was telling her, yeah, you know, Franz passed away. And she was trying to recall them. And I showed her a picture and she remembered him and was, you know, taken aback. And we just started talking about, you know, the hurt and the pain, you know, people who are so young, so good people, you know, who pass away. And so she made an interesting statement because she's a nurse. She works in the ER. And so she made an interesting statement. She said that when they are working on someone who's in critical condition and it looks like they're kind of on the borderline of whether or not they're going to make it, they kind of ask amongst themselves or ask the family, well, were they a good person or were they a bad person? And she said, surprisingly, if they're a good person, chances are that they'll pass away. And so I was like, what? You know, like, and she was like, if they're a bad person, they'll live, they'll make it out of there. And it shocked I'm sitting here trying to cope, number one, with my friend passing away already. So I'm just like, I don't really want to hear that, you know, but I was thinking about it. I'm like, you know, when the news came down and I'm just in prayer, I'm praying for her and their family. I'm sitting here and I'm just like, God, why? You know, I'm not the type of person who's afraid to ask. That is why God says we are to have a relationship with him. There are lots of scriptures in the Bible where God says, come and reason with me. So I'm sitting here thinking like, God, why? You know, like, this is a good man. I know no one's good compared to you, but here on our little earth, we could use some more people like him around. So why are you, what's up with that? You know? And so I'm thinking about it and I'm pondering it. I'm like, good people are the ones, you know, and it wasn't jokingly, it was just an observation. It was just an honest observation because, you know, I'm sitting here trying to figure this out when it came to that situation. And so, you know, I'm trying to put the pieces together like most people are in a time like this where you're kind of like, okay, why though? And so when I was thinking about that, it came upon me kind of like as a form of comic relief, sort of, you know, and what I mean by that is that the only way I could cope with that and give the only answer that I could possibly think of as to why good people move on to the next phase is that they get there and they see those pearly gates open up and they're like, yo, I'm out, you know, like the only thing that I can think of is that they get to heaven and they're like, sweet. I'm in, I'm bye, you know, and Jesus is there like, well, I mean, your family and friends are praying for you. Do you want to go back? And they're like, no, you know, like, of course not. Like, I am here. And that they are rejoicing in utter excitement that we probably will never be able to grasp until we get there, that they made it, you know. So the inspiration for the song was a form of comic relief for me, because I'm trying to make sense of this whole situation. My heart is devastated. And the only thing that I can think of is that they get there and they're like, I made it, you know. Hold up, hold up, hold up. The only thing that I can think of is that they get there and they made it. And they're stoked and they don't want to come back, you know. And so the song was kind of like the premise of the song is kind of a, playfully, sarcastically sorrowful. You know, so it's kind of like, oh, okay, so you want to get to heaven, you want to be around Jesus, now you don't know nobody. You know, like, you want to get to heaven and now you want to act like you all brand new. You know, so that was the only way that I could make sense out of it, was that they get there and they're like, I'm out. You know, and you know, and I can't be mad. And that's what I say in one of the lyrics, like, I can't be mad at you for for going, you know. So that was what inspired the song, was my sister said that. And I'm like, you know, because I had there was another friend a few years ago who had passed away, and he was a young father. He was in his 20s, young father, married to a beautiful woman, and he was also taken by a tumor. They had removed the tumor, but he had a seizure. And so the song, when you listen and pay attention to the lyrics, it sounds kind of like sarcastic, like, oh, okay, so you seeing those pearly gates, now you just want to forget about everybody. Well, fine then, just save me a seat, you know. You know, like, that's just kind of that's kind of where it ended up going. And I was taking it from trying to understand his wife's perspective. You know, I didn't speak with her personally, like, hey, I'm writing a song for you, can you tell me what you're going through? Obviously not, but just trying to imagine, just trying to be in those shoes. And, you know, I'm like, I thought you were mine, honey, but, you know, the heaven saw something in you that that was more precious, and decided to just snag you on up. You know, I'm wondering if that too, like, maybe Jesus was like, you know, I'm into lyrics, getting to the song lyrics. My favorite lyric that I wrote in the song would be, there's two of them. One of them is, heaven knows the treasure hidden inside your soul, the kind of gold the world wouldn't know, you know. And that's kind of just what I was just talking about, how maybe heaven was just like, I'm just snag you up, you just come on with me, because they don't know what they're missing down there, you know. But my second favorite, or my favorite one out of the two of them, would be, I know you're bowing down because you deserve the crown. So, you know, it's like the sheer joy that they're experiencing, you know, and he's bowing down right now because he's getting his crown. He deserves it. He was a wonderful father. He was a wonderful husband. He treated his wife like a queen, you know. It was evident the good man that he was, you know. And so that's my favorite lyric out of all of them, was, I know you're bowing down because you deserve that crown. You know, you'd be like, you know, it's like, man, how exciting is that? It's one of those things where when you really think about it, it's like really exciting. I'm like, yay, you know, like, it's like the song is meant to be like a tug of war, because it's like your spirit knows that they are in a better place than this world could ever provide, but you're mad because they left. You know, so it's kind of like, I know you're getting your crown, you made it, you know, you did it, save a seat for me, you know. It's kind of like, that's kind of where I ended up going with that, you know, just trying to balance between that joy and that sorrow that we feel when we lose someone. So that was my favorite lyric. But I'm just gonna leave you guys with Bad Boy I'm going to leave you guys with some scripture. I was looking at this the other day, shortly after he passed away, where Jesus is comforting Lazarus' sisters after he passed away. And he says, this is John chapter 11, verse 25. Jesus says, I am the resurrection and the life. He who believes in me will live even though he dies. And whoever lives and believes in me will never die. And then he asked the question, do you believe this? So I'm going to leave that with you guys. I'm not going to continue to, you know, overthink it. It's just that simple. He asked, do you believe this? He who believes in me will never die. You know, he's probably living more than what we sit here and pinch ourselves. He's alive, like for real kind of alive, like the alive we never experienced yet, you know? So that is the joy and the hope that we are given. And so the next time this comes across your mind, I don't know if anybody out there who's listening has had anyone pass away, but just keep that in mind. When they're going off to glory, be like, save my seat, I'm coming, my day's gonna be coming too. You don't know when your appointment is. So I mean, I don't mean to sound like that. I'm not trying to be weird, like I'm gonna, you know, I'm not trying to be weird. It's just, you know, everyone is appointed to die. You know, everyone, one out of every one person is going to meet that fate. And I would hope and I pray that God blesses each and every person with a very full and satisfying life, a life that is filled with purpose. This man, Franz, he lived with purpose, and every single person who was packed in that 500-seat church can testify that his life was fulfilled with purpose. And I hope that every person who's listening to this will do the same. God bless. Oh wait, I forgot to mention, as far as music therapy sessions, I'm going to do the music therapy session. You guys will see the video, and then I'm going to be performing the song that I feature on the music therapy sessions twice that week. Mondays, if you guys are here in the Norfolk area, the 757 area, I'll be performing the song at Venue 135th, and then also at No Covers, which is at MP Island right now, on Thursdays. So Mondays is Venue on 35th Street, and on Thursdays it's going to be No Covers at MP Island Cafe. And so this week obviously is very special. So if you guys want to come out and support and hear the song live, save a seat for me. But it's going to be every week I'm going to be doing that. So music therapy sessions on Mondays, and then that Monday and Thursday I will be performing the song live. So guys, make sure you guys join me. I would love to see y'all out there. Make sure you share and just support, and tune in till next time.